Hey y'all, I'm just gonna share with you my teaching progression that I utilize for the Turkish get up, okay? So I always start people off with a shoe or something that they can set on top of their fist rather than a kettlebell. And then as soon as they have all the steps memorized and can go through it 5 times each with the block or the shoe, then we progress to the kettlebell. Okay, so to get started, I'm actually gonna give you a bird's eye view of what we're seeing when somebody is going through the progressions, okay? So we'll start off, imagine we're doing a right hand get up, okay? So the very first thing that happens on the get up is my eyes will look in the direction the bell needs to go. So I'm going to need the bell to go here. So my eyes are going to look there. Okay. So from that moment, I look, I'll drift the bell very slight, and then I'm going to utilize my lower body and my upper body. Okay. But I wanted you to see that from this perspective of my eyes are going to drift very slight in the direction at a 45 from where I'm laying, and then I'm gonna have the bell drift, and then my body is just gonna help it track that way, okay? So now, on to what's happening with my body. So, I'm doing a right-handed get up. I'm gonna need to push really hard with my right heel to help me, okay? So I'm drifting my eyes, and I'm drifting the bell very slight, and then I'm gonna drive this heel really hard, and that's going to be the first step. Right now, while I'm driving with the heel, that won't simply be enough. I'm going to also have to dig my elbow really hard into the ground. Okay, so I'm laying here, my arm and my leg here are at a 45-degree angle out from my body. Then the bell and my eyes are going to drift. I'm going to drive the heel in, and then I'm going to dig this elbow into the ground. You do want to keep your hand down, but that's just for visual. Okay. So drive, dig, and then I go up to here. Now, biggest mistake people make here, they slouch the shoulder on the way down typically, but also on the way up. So here I like to have people do a couple of reps of some shoulder shrugs to feel what this packed shoulder position feels like, okay? Now, from here, I like to have people work on the beginning and the end. So I have them go down a few times from this position as well. So we just drove our heel in and dug our elbow in here. Now I'm gonna work on pushing back with my arm. Now, if I didn't use my heel when I did this, it would look like this. I would flop back very aggressively. Now, when I apply pressure from my heel while simultaneously pushing with my arm, I'm gonna get this effect. I'm able to go down very slowly. Okay, so I'll typically have people just do about a set of 5, going back and forth, just getting to where they can do both of these very slowly. Also, notice my midsection isn't crunching up. I'm making my body into a tight plank position, and I'm just controlling the up and down. That's most of it. If you can work that phase of the get up, that's gonna make it pretty much the easiest for you. And then we get on to the second phase. So, the second phase is really easy. All I do is go to my elbow and then extend this arm. Now, where I put this arm doesn't really matter. You just have to have enough space to get your leg through. And you want to make sure that this heel right here is always on the mat. So here in a second, when I pull my leg through, a lot of people are going to have a tendency to lift the heel. But you can imagine throughout the whole entirety of the get up, we want to have that heel and that foot down. Okay, so from the front, if you're looking at me, I'm just in this position, right? I could just be chilling here. So something I want you to see is my shin here is in alignment with my ankle on this foot, right? So here I have a line. It's my left ankle, my right ankle, and my right knee. They're in a perfect line. Now here in a second, I'm gonna drag this shin under. Now when I drag this shin under, I'm pulling my shin back to where now I have a line from my ankle, knee, to my hand. So you can imagine there's 2 lines on the ground, right? This is on a line, and then my hand is on a line. So now, I'm just gonna move my shin from this line to this one, okay? From the front, it looks like this. I'm here, and I'm in a straight line. What most people do is they get their knee back, and it looks like this. So they drag the knee back, and they go like that. The issue is if I have a very heavy kettlebell, I'm not going to be able to comfortably support myself on this hip, which I need to do. So when my foot is like this and my shin is in this direction, now I can take my hand off the mat and I can sit into a hinge position from there. All right, and then from there I just come to a tall sit position. Then you just need to get your legs in a lunge position. You can do it that way or the step around. This is my preferred method. And then you just stand up from the lunge, right? Then when you're coming back from the lunge, it's very important the feet track, right? So you want to imagine you're on some snow skis and you slide back, okay? And then get back to this position however you want. Now, it is important to note here, I want to be able to hinge back before I put my hand on the ground, right? If I just do this, I'm going to overload this arm. So you need to be able to support in the hip here. So I like to have people do a few reps of this hip hinge here and then sit back on towards this heel, okay? Now, hand position on the way down. I always tell people, have the hand water slide into the hand placement. So put your hand on your pocket, water slide down, okay? That is going to put my hand in the same position it was before. So now I'm back in that alignment where I have my ankle, my knee, and my hand here. And then watch this. I just pull the leg through, and then look at that. I'm back here. I have this ankle, and this knee in a line. So again, we have the lines running on the ground, moving the hand from here to here, the shin from there to there to work that. And then I just extend this leg out, back here. Now again, make sure the shoulder's packed and we're not slouched there. Push back with the elbow, break with the heel, and then go to our back, okay? So practicing those positions, making sure you have all those steps down is crucial. So I do have people stay at each stage and do a few reps of it, and then we start running through. It typically takes about a week before somebody has it pretty close to memorized, okay? So I'll give you a one-time through so you can follow along. So I'm laying on my back. Right arm is up, right knee is up. Left arm, left leg is out at a 45. If you want to see that position, I never showed you this one. Out at a 45. Okay, from here, my eyes look at 45. The bell drifts, drive my heel in, dig that elbow in, get in this position here, nice and comfy. Drag my shin back, hinge over, stand up nice and tall. Snow ski back, step around. Now I'm going to change the angle here so you can see, but I step around, water slide, drag my shin through, elbow down, not shrug, and then lay back, pushing that heel in hard, okay? Now, I'll just show you one variation or one adjustment you have to make for the bell, how to pick it up. So everything else is going to be identical to what we just talked about with the bell. For the bell, you're going to lay on your side in the fetal position here. You want to grab the bell somewhere that it can comfortably sit on your wrist. You can already feel where it's going to lay based on where it's at here. So I take my hand that I'm going to do the get up with, and I take my non-working hand to support me. My elbow is squeezed into my gut. I roll onto my back, extend my leg out, and then I give myself some aid to push the bell up. Okay? My hand is down, and now all get up rolls apply that we talked about before. Returning it back, bring the knees back, hand comes on to help, pull it down to the floor, and slowly roll over. And you got yourself a get up. One fault I'll mention that happens a lot, so when you're practicing with the block and you're setting it on your fist, this is important because you want to work on maintaining a straight wrist so that when you go to do a get up with the bell, you'll also have a straight wrist. So I see a lot of people that get an extension of the wrist, so it looks like this. Like that is what they do. You want to have the straight wrist. So you could go ahead and you could even sit something on top of your hand. Don't do this, but you get a visual here of what that would look like versus this extended position. It wouldn't be able to sit there. So that visual should help. Hopefully this helps. Let me know.